ये अपि अन्य देवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः ते अपि मामेव कौन्तेय यजन्त्य विधिपूर्वकम्. Hello friends, this is the 23rd shlok of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Ye api anya devata bhakta, which means devotees of other deities. Yajante shraddhayanvita, which means worship with reverence. Te api mameva kaunteya, which means they also, O Kaunteya, yajantya vidhipurvakam, which means methodically offer their worship to me. So, Shri Krishna in this shlok is talking about the idea of worshipping other deities, and we have to understand this idea a little bit more deeply, because this is an idea which is present in other traditions also, but there that idea has not been very well understood, because of which a lot of problem has happened. So pay extra attention to what Shri Krishna is saying over here. So Shri Krishna says that those people who worship other deities, and they worship the other deities with full reverence, they do not realize it, but actually they are worshipping me. Basically, methodically, they are worshipping me only. So they are worshipping Shri Krishna only. So basically, the point here is that in this life, whatever deity you are worshipping, you are actually worshipping the supreme deity in itself. You might think that you are not worshipping, but at the end of the day, you are worshipping him and him alone. So, you know, in many traditions, generally they think that, oh, the other deities mean the deities of other tradition. But that is not what is meant over here, that the other deities mean the deities of other tradition. It basically means that you are not giving importance to the supreme deity, but are giving importance to something else. So, for example, in your life, you give more importance to money, then you are basically worshipping Kuber. If you are giving more importance to, say, building things, then you are worshipping Vishwakarma. If you are giving more importance to gaining power, then you are basically worshipping the Asuras. So that is what is meant over here when you say you are worshipping other deities. It doesn't mean that you are worshipping the deity of other religions, say for example. And that is where a lot of confusion is present in other traditions, wherein they mistakenly think that by worshipping other deities means you are worshipping the absolute godhead of other traditions. That's not the case. Truth is only one, and all the traditions have realized that one truth that is there. By worshipping other deities, we mean worshipping something else than the supreme deity. So, worshipping money, worshipping fame, worshipping sex, worshipping power, worshipping those things instead of worshipping the supreme deity is what is meant over here. So, Shri Krishna is saying over here that even if you are worshipping these other lower deities, you are worshipping power, you are worshipping money, you might think that you are worshipping that thing, but in reality, you are still worshipping the supreme deity. So, let's understand how this works. So, we all have understood that in this creation there is a divine yajna that is happening, and this divine yajna has been presided by the supreme deity. So that means that everything that is happening over here is actually happening for the supreme deity, but people don't understand that. So let's say people think that they want to earn a lot of money. So now if a person wants to earn money, then he has to perform some sacrifice. He has to do some activity to attain that money. So that is what is meant by worshipping. When you do an action to attain something, then you are worshipping that thing. If you do an action to attain money, then that is the worship of Kuber. And so when you do that, then Kuber will give you money. So you give that effort and Kuber gives you money. So you have the money and Kuber has your effort. But as we have already understood that everything is a divine yajna which is happening for the supreme deity, so Kuber will then offer that effort of yours to the supreme deity. So in the end, everything goes to the supreme deity. So you might think that, okay, you have just worshipped for money, and you might think that you have worshipped Kuber, but then Kuber is in the end also worshipping Shri Krishna. So eventually you will end up worshipping Shri Krishna himself. But if you were to take that money and say that, okay, this is mine, 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 then you have not really worshipped Shri Krishna in that sense. You have basically stolen his money for your own self, and so you have left Shri Krishna in a very cheap way. You've just taken money and you've basically just given up. While on the other hand, if you were to earn that money for Shri Krishna and you said, okay, I give this directly to you, this is all yours, then you will make a very good deal, because then you have not really taken it for yourself. You have offered everything to Shri Krishna, and then whatever is of Shri Krishna becomes of yours. And you know that Supreme Deity has everything. So you basically get everything. So that is what is meant over here by Shri Krishna, that those who worship other deities, they also are worshipping actually me. They might not realize it, but they are still worshipping him. So we have to understand this. This is a very important message. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. We'll see you all in the next video. Take care.